Hello, dear children. Namaste, and welcome to this brand new series, the Terminology series, which is super important for biology, especially. This is Ambika, your biology master teacher, right here at Vedantu. Well, guys, in case you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click on the subscribe button right now. You'll find it right below this video so that you can stay tuned for all interesting updates that we keep coming up with on this amazing channel. All right, guys. But anyway, let me make it clear. What are we going to be discussing in terminology series? Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Biology, generally all my students tell me that biology is full of terms. Ma'am, we are unable to remember all of them. What are the important terms coming under a particular chapter? As long as you know the meanings of all these terms, nothing is going to be difficult for you as long as biology is concerned, because most of the time, this is what I have seen from my experience, most of the time children find it difficult, this subject difficult, if at all they do, just because they think they are unable to remember these terms. So let's just compile all the important terms together, something like a glossary, something like that, and let's discuss only that. So remember, children, we've discussed all the concepts already. Umang series, Bio Bites and 15-minute series, one shot series. We're also done with question answer based series like VIP series and all of those, right? So in this, we'll focus only on the important terms from each chapter, right? So today is going to be the CBSE 9 chapter, the fundamental unit of life. But before that, here is my positive quote for you. Remember to make each day your masterpiece. Well, what does this mean? Remember to make as many good memories as possible in a particular day. Today or right now is the best gift that we have been given, that you and I have been given. And this is the time that we have to utilize optimally, keeping in mind that we are never going to get it back again, right? So let's not waste any time. Every second is precious. Every minute is precious. So let's aim at making each day a masterpiece so that we will have a lot of memories to treasure. And that's what the greatest gift is. Right. Now, getting started. This chapter's terminology session is not going to be that difficult because it's majorly going to be the cell organelles and all other associated terms here. Okay, now the cell. What exactly does the cell mean? All right, let me become smaller now. Right. Okay. The cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life found in all living organisms, all living things. So probably you could make the, yeah. So I'll just draw the outline of the plant cell over here, right? The cell wall, the cell membrane, and the nucleus, the cytoplasm, and all the other organelles will be in it. Animal cell with a double-layered plasma membrane. The nucleus, no cell wall, of course, the cytoplasm, right? And then there would be bacterial cells, fungal cells, so many other different kinds of cells. But anyway, whatever organism it may be, let's keep in mind that the basic structural and functional unit of life, compare it with a brick. And many such bricks make up our bodies, make up the bodies of all living organisms, right? So this is what a cell is, okay? Right. Now, what is a tissue? Tissues are groups of cells which have a similar structure and act together to perform a specific function. So basically, similar cells or those that work together aiming at a particular function. These are called tissues. We know the different kinds of tissues. We've learned them in the chapter tissues as well, right? So we'll be discussing more about the tissue terms in the respective chapter session. So no worries, but just have an understanding. Similar cells, similar sized bricks or similar colored bricks, which make up probably like your bedroom wall, together form a tissue. Similar colored bricks and similar shaped bricks, which make up your drawing room walls, make up another tissue, and so on. And similar tissues work together or get associated together to form what we call an organ. Organs are heart, lungs, liver, the stomach. All of these are examples of organs, right? Cells, tissues, organs. Organ system would be the next one. Groups of organs which work together to achieve a specific function, to perform a specific function. These are called organ systems. For example, what could you tell me? Yes, digestive system. What organs does it include? Yes, the buccal cavity, the esophagus, the stomach, the liver, the pancreas, the intestines, and all of those. Together, they form the digestive system. Likewise, the circulatory system, your respiratory system, reproductive system, and so on are all examples of organ systems. When many organ systems come together, they form an organism, right? So we are an organism. So remember that connection. Okay, that's also super important to remember. Cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, and organism. These are the levels of organization in living beings. Okay, right. Now, next one, unicellular organism. What exactly would this mean? Uni would mean one. Literally means one, the number one. One-celled organism. Bacteria, amoeba is also an example. Right? Amoeba, paramecium are all examples of unicellular organisms, single-celled organisms, wherein one single cell is sufficient to perform all the functions that the organism requires, right? Okay, so these are unicellular. What about in our case? We are all examples of multicellular organisms, because multi would mean many. How many would that be? What exactly is that number? When I say many, how many would that be? Well, as far as human beings are concerned, the number of cells would be, how much is it? Do you remember? It's roughly around 38 trillion cells, which make up one individual human body. There may be organisms which have much fewer or much higher number of cells as well, right? But whatever it is, when there's more than one cell making up an organism, we call it a multicellular organism. Okay, right. Now, microorganism. Micro, something that's too tiny to be visible by the naked eye and can be seen only under the microscope. And these organisms, as you would have learnt in class 8 as well, can be categorized under bacteria, protozoa, fungi, algae, and all of those. Okay, all of these are examples of microorganisms. Some of them are friendly, some of them cause diseases, are dangerous. We've seen all of those in class 8, right? Okay, now, all right, before we move on to more hardcore terms in this particular chapter, let's take a very quick break, children. You now have the opportunity to be associated with us at Vedantu and be part of unlimited live classes with fun and super high level quizzes. Well, what is so special? It's a very, very interactive class, although it may be called an online class. It really doesn't feel like an online class. This is what we feel as teachers. This is what most of our children feel as students as well. So you get to compete with students across the world. It's like a mixed group which is put together inside a room. You feel that. You really get that positive energy when you are part of a class like that. Interactive replays will be part of it. In case you miss any session while it's happening live, you have the option of watching the replay. And the replay is not just going to be any normal recording. It's going to be interactive, which means the quizzes and leaderboards would still be live. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. Now, you also get to download handwritten notes of your master teachers after every session, and also in-class doubt solving, tests, assignments, chapter level, session level, everything to complete your preparation. All right, guys. And also, as an added benefit, 5,000 plus topic level or chapter level micro courses and crash courses are going to be available without any extra cost, right? So what do? You need to have a good understanding about what to do to register for this. That's exactly why we've given you the link in the description box below and in the pinned comment. And the comment would be, the coupon code would be AMBPRO. Remember, AMBPRO. Okay, so what do? Once you click on that link in the description box below, you will find this option, subscribe to Vedantu Pro now. And next to it, a link would be there. Click on that, you will be guided to a window. Okay, so you will have to choose your grade, choose your board, and all of that. CBSE, ICSE, Maharashtra board, 2021, 22, whatever is relevant to you, select that. And you will be taken to a window where all the details will be given, including the pricing. So the pro price is normally till the end of March 2021. Right now, the price is 2000 for English, social studies, science, and maths all together. But when you apply the coupon code, which is AMBPRO, it reduces to 1600. All right, 1600 basically. So the per class price comes down to 1600 by 200, because approximately, if used right, you can get access to 200 live sessions in this. 1600 divided by 200, it comes down to rupees 8 per session. Isn't that amazing? So definitely give it a shot. Strengthen your basics. You don't have to go on suffering with uncertain doubts and uncertain, unclear concepts out there. Personalized training, personalized assessments will help you out, children. So make the best use of it, of this opportunity. All right. So as you can see, this is even lower, lesser priced than your favorite lace packet. So make the best use of it right now. Okay, coming back to the terminology series of the chapter Fundamental Unit of Life. Yes, children. So the cell wall, what exactly is it? Cell wall, if you remember in our analogy, remember the analogy which we've discussed while I was doing the Umang series for you? Cell wall would be the outermost wall of a factory through which anyone can enter and leave, the outermost wall which surrounds the factory. Okay, so you would find this only in plant cells, bacterial cells, and some fungal cells, and all of those, not found in animal cells. So this is what the cell wall is. In the case of plant cells, they are made of a substance called cellulose. In the case of plant cells, right? Yes. So it's a chemical substance which makes up cell wall, and it makes it really hard and rigid. But the good thing is it is permeable. Anything and everything can enter and exit. Well, I think that is good news. Okay. Now, yes, as I told you, it's available in it's found in cells of fungi and bacteria as well. So that is the outermost covering as far as a plant cell and these cells are concerned, but not in an animal cell. Now, what about a plasma membrane? As far as a plant cell or a bacterial cell is concerned, plasma membrane would be the layer which is found just inside the cell wall. Right, children? As you can see here, outermost, the green one is the cell wall. Inner to that is the plasma membrane, also called the cell membrane. Although it's a very simple one, many children have a doubt with this. They are both synonymous to each other. Okay, plasma membrane and cell membrane. The point is they are semi-permeable. The plasma membranes are semi-permeable, which means compare it with the main security check door of the factory. Main gate or the main wall was the cell wall. The security check door is going to be the plasma membrane, because not anyone and everyone can enter and leave that easily, right? Okay, chemically it's composed of a bilayer of lipid and protein. Okay, now this is would be the outermost layer in the case of animal cells, but cell wall would be the outermost in the case of plant cells. Okay, right. Now the next one, mitochondria. Going on to details of the cell organelles which we need to know. Mitochondria is, what do we call it? Yes, remember? We call it the powerhouse of the cell, the generator room, right? Powerhouse of the cell, generator room, or the electricity control room inside a factory. That's what the mitochondria is. So mitochondrion, one mitochondrion has been marked over here. This is also a double membraned organelle, and this is what it would look like. Okay, I'll do something. I'll just erase that off. That was not a great image. I'll draw that once again for you. All right. So, yes. So it's got two layers, two membranes. It's a double membraned organelle. The outer membrane and the inner membrane, which is folded up this way. Okay. Right. So this is what mitochondrion would look like. This is where ATP gets generated because it is the site of cellular respiration. Now, children, you need to have an idea about this. Why are we talking about respiration here? Because respiration is not just the act of breathing. Once you breathe in, the oxygen rich air rushes into your air sacs of the lungs. And in the air sacs, the oxygen in the air gets transported to the blood, or rather transported by the blood, which is in close contact with the capillaries, in close contact with the air sacs. The oxygen gets transported by them and gets carried away to the different cells of the body. But what does it do in the different cells of your body? You know, there's glucose also, which is the end product of digestion, right? That would have also reached your cells. After digestion, blood would have carried it along. And this oxygen and the glucose, which is there, have to work together to generate ATP. And this step, the major ATP generation step in your body, happens inside the mitochondria. All right, so powerhouse of the cell, mitochondria. Now the next one, endoplasmic reticulum. What exactly is this? Look, do you see this? Do you see this yellow structure? Yes, you can pretty much think of it as the maybe the CEO's office assistant or the secretary who always sits right outside the CEO's office, because the CEO is going to be the nucleus, right? So the endoplasmic reticulum is right outside it. And there are two kinds: rough endoplasmic reticulum, RER, which has got ribosomes on its surface, and SER, which has got no ribosomes on its surface. So RER, because of the presence of ribosomes, it's involved in protein synthesis. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, because it's smooth as oils and creams, it helps in synthesis of lipids. Okay, so this is about RER and SER, endoplasmic reticulum. All right, so this is what they are. Now coming to Golgi complex. Golgi complex is right here. This is what Golgi complex would look like. So the name is being given after the scientist who discovered it, Camillo Golgi. And these Golgi complexes or Golgi bodies are composed of many sac-like structures stacked one on top of another. One is here, one is here, one is here, and so on. Majorly, they are packaging experts, something like an out point for couriers. Courier point at offices or at the factory that we are talking about, right? So it is like packing and sending out everything, the courier point. Okay, right. So this is about the Golgi complex. Now coming to the lysosome. Now children, lysosome, whenever you draw it in a full cell, normally it's marked only as dots, tiny, probably like slightly bigger than pencil point, maybe like as big as this. Not like this, but as big as this, because that's all you can represent in a full cell. But when you zoom into it and cut it open, of course, too ambitious, but I'm just telling you, when you cut it open, the lysosome looks pretty much like this. It contains hydrolytic enzymes. It's got a membrane as well. What do? Lysosomes, they are also called suicide bags of the cell, because they have the ability to digest foreign particles and destroy them. And just in case there is any wrong machinery, any wrong function which is happening within a cell, lysosomes also have the ability to suddenly burst open and use the enzymes in them to digest and kill the entire cell altogether, which gives it the name suicide bag of the cell. All right, so this is what they are, lysosomes. Now coming to ribosomes. Yes, of course, I've told you about ribosomes in the context of endoplasmic reticulum. But apart from the attached rough endoplasmic reticulum, there are also free ribosomes, as you can see here. They are the protein synthesis unit. So this would be the pantry. Okay, the pantry as in not the full canteen where proper lunch is prepared, but just the main coffee vending machine and the water filter and all of those are there. Coffee vending machine, tea vending machine, and all of those. That is what protein synthesis is. That's what the ribosomes are. Okay, so that's what they are in the factory in our story. Okay, now coming to the plastids. Well, plastids are found in plant cells. They are absent in animal cells. They are of three types actually. Okay, chromoplast, leucoplast, and chloroplast. Okay, so three types. I'll just make it three over here so that there wouldn't be any confusion. Chloroplast, right? Chloroplast, chromoplast, and leucoplast. Leuco stands for colorless or white. Chromo stands for being colorful. Okay, chroma, being colorful. So found in like colored parts of the plants like flowers and all of those areas. And leaves contain what we call chloroplasts. The green parts of plants contain chloroplasts. Now, plastids, apart from mitochondria, this is important for you to know, they have their own DNA and ribosome. All right. So this is what plastids are. Chloroplast would be mentioned here. Remember this structure? Yes, that's the chloroplast. Okay. So this is the kitchen of the leaf. Kitchen of the plant, as we can say. Kitchen of the leaf specifically, because this is where photosynthesis occurs. All right. So the glucose preparation, all of that happens in the chloroplast. This is why chloroplast is going to be the main kitchen. Ribosomes are going to be just a small unit, a small pantry with some stock and with some coffee and tea and all of those basic things which are necessary. Okay, right. Now coming to vacuoles. Vacuoles are very important as far as plant cells are concerned. This huge pool-like structure that you see, right? That's the vacuole. Large and central as long as plant cells are concerned. It's fluid filled. It's filled with cell sap, and it may also contain a lot of unwanted substances, as in it may also act as a sort of recycling unit or a trash unit, a trash bin basically. Okay, so this is what the vacuole is, something like a housekeeping role that the vacuole has, as long as the factory in our story is concerned. Vacuoles are much smaller and much fewer in animal cells, but they are really huge because they also give structure and support to plant cells. Not so in the case of animal cells. All right, guys? Yes. So that brings us to the end of the first terminology session for CBSE Class 9. Remember, the coupon code is AMBPRO. Even if not for this academic year, children, you could have a look at the website. You could have a look at Vedantu's website and all of the details for your upcoming academic year as well. Okay. Right, children, so thank you very much. If you have enjoyed this, please click on the like button, share it with all your friends so that they also benefit from this. And do stay subscribed to our channel, Vedantu 9th and 10th English, so that you can be part of the amazing updates that we put up on a regular basis. All right, guys? Okay. So until we meet again, remember to stay happy, stay healthy. And this is Ambika signing off. Bye-bye.